It's Saturday night here at Meridian Speedway, and you're watching another Hot Tuesday production. Tonight's broadcast of the Project Filter Twin 25s is brought to you by Krusty's Pizza in downtown McCall, Idaho. I'm Mountain Packard, joined by Daniel Christensen and Ryan Bailey, as we get set to bring you full coverage of not one, but two 25-lap main events on deck for the Project Filter Pro-4 division. This doubleheader will make up races 2 and 3 on the Pro-4 schedule, with points on the line all night long. With just 11 points separating your top 3 drivers after race 1, we can expect nothing less than the best 4-cylinder auto racing this side of the Rocky Mountains. So strap in and hold on tight, because it's time for Pro-4 racing here in the Concrete Jungle.
Race day, second race of the season for the Project Filter Pro-4s. Jordan Harris in the lead, Nico Heinzel running second. Looks like it's going to be a good day. Good and warm, a little bit overcast here and there, so you get track spots where it's a little bit cool here and there, but the track is warm. Track's going to be probably in the late 80s, lower 90s for temperature. Going to be a little slick, nothing like we do in August. We'll see how these cars handle when it comes to these little bit warmer temperatures.
If you had a choice between beer and food, looks like we went beer side.
Every time.
Just before the main event, I want a little bit of food. I want something to actually keep my nerves down, help that stomach kind of mellow out just before the main event. And we are running double mains tonight, so it looks like it's going to be 2 hamburgers for me, or hamburgers and tacos.
Let's send it down to our very own Weather Dan.
Hey, thanks AJ. Currently we're experiencing partly cloudy skies, but the temperature is a mild 77 degrees with just 23% humidity. There may be light winds from the east up to 9 miles per hour, but overall this should provide ideal track conditions for these drivers. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that update, Dan. It looks like cars are actually rolling out on the track for first practice here.
You can see the track there where they've actually done a little bit of add-ons to it. They actually have a backstretch chicane now for drift stuff that they do at the track. So a little bit more of a venue if you want to come out and watch some racing out at Meridian Speedway. But as you can see, practice time is right there. Got the top 4 within 2 tenths. Got everybody within about 7 tenths. Qualifying's a little bit different. We're all a little bit tighter there, but you can see those top 3 cars really close.
As we got into qualifying, Jordan Harris takes the top spot, followed by Nico Heinzel, which is great being that he's a rookie status.
If I had known that I was only 300ths off of second, I'd have probably stayed out for a little bit more than 11 laps. But still, third, great starting position, puts me in the second row outside. Looks like it's going to be a decent race with Kenny Chandler running 4th, Jessica Harris running 5th, and Sam Harris from Twin Falls running 6th.
Get closer to the main event here. We've got a pre-race interview with Ryan Bailey.
Hey, I'm standing with your 2021 Pro-4 champion, Ryan Bailey. And Ryan, they've got you posted 3rd quick on the board after qualifying. How is that old specialty supply Dennis Dillon hot rod looking tonight?
A lot better than we did last time, that's for sure. A month ago we came out here and it was 5th all night long. We're fighting some carburation issues. We think we found what we were dealing with, but it's nothing that we can do today. It's going to take a little bit of shop time to take care of that. But the car feels good. It's pulling. I love being up there in the top 3 obviously is reassuring in comparison to the last time we were out. But our top 4 is within 2 tenths, and so it's going to be interesting. All of us are within about 4 tenths of each other. Man, passing's going to be a tough one, but we'll see how it goes. We got 2 main events.
Well, speaking of that, with tonight being the Project Filter Twin 25s, that gives you 2 opportunities to find victory lane. Do you prefer having 2 main events, or are you more of a one-and-done style race?
I like this kind of profile of racing. I always have. The longer events I've always dug. When we were racing the Northwest Pro-4 Alliance and we ran out and we did 75 laps, I loved those. This car really, really liked those long green flags. So coming out for 25 laps gives you a little bit of time to get some heat in the tires, actually see what the car's going to do. The heat races are fun, but you only get 8 laps to really react to anything. So everybody seems in a little bit of a rush. You don't get time to actually fan the cars out, find out who's got what. These longer races tend to do that for us. So I support this. I kind of wish we'd go back to the 333s that we did here about 4 years ago, but that's okay. I'll go for 225s.
Well, hey, who do you want to thank for making this possible?
Oh, man, my list is long, but you got a couple of them there. Sawtooth USA, Specialty Supply, Dennis Dillon. We got Snake River Yamaha on now, Canyon Honda on also, Mayhem Creations. Got to thank my wife. It's our anniversary today, so happy anniversary to my wife. A Project Filter, and of course always Ken Chandler Racing. Hot Tuesday Productions too, man. You guys put us on the TV. I enjoy these productions. When I need my little bit of a fix of a race, I switch over to your guys' YouTube channel and watch some racing. So thank you guys too.
Well, hey, it's always fun watching you slide that 77 around the track. You heard it here, maybe celebrating an anniversary in Victory Lane tonight. Your 2021 champ, Ryan Bailey.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks AJ and Ryan. Good look at the Dennis Dillon onboard camera as everybody's lining up.
Lining up for the first main event of the night, you can see Sam Harrison, the 13, lining up on pole position. The 03 of Jessica Harris to the outside. Now that front row is definitely going to dictate how this race goes for the rest of the evening. If those guys can clear out, go single file, then we can get a little bit of racing going. But if they're side by side for a couple of laps, it may get a little bit dicey up there.
We have a few motorcycles came out on the track to support veterans.
We're running a Memorial Day event. We get about 50 bikes that come out and run the national anthem. What a great event for the guys. Every year they do this. They get out as many as they can. They usually get a hold of local bike clubs to come out, bring their Harleys, bring their bikes out to kind of show either military or memorial families that we still appreciate them. Plus, I spoke with two of the riders just before this event, and they were just absolutely hyped to be just on the track with their motorcycles.
We are ready to fire off a Saturday night in downtown Meridian, North Indiana.
As the bikes roll off the track, we get the field set up for the first main event. 25 laps on deck.
They do these Project Filter dual mains periodically. Good to run longer races. These are hopefully a little bit more entertaining for the fans. They're definitely more entertaining for the drivers.
We have our face cult starting lineup on the inside, pole position Sam Harris, and on the outside Jessica Harris, no relation.
Inside of row 2, got your 10-time champion, the legend Kenny Chandler, and on the outside, your 2021 champ, Ryan Bailey.
In third row, we have our defending champion, the 22 of Jordan Harris, and rookie Nico Heinzel on the outside in position 6.
Well, I don't know about you guys, I'm getting pretty excited.
It's going to be an interesting main event, that's for sure. We got a couple of fast cars that are sitting up front that could potentially just run away with it. That 03 has been tried and tested. She could definitely have a good evening if she keeps her nose clean, that's for sure. The 13 has the potential to be fast. Need a little bit of tune on that car to make sure that it's doing what it needs to as we go to our in-car cams.
Now we got a good look at the Kim's cars with Jessica Harris. Jordan Harris and H&H Auto.
Those roof cams are always awesome to me. You can't see the wheels and how they turn on them, but those roof cams are great. If you look at that 77 cam, you can actually see the throttle linkage off to the right of the air cleaner. Gives you an idea of what he's doing on the accelerator.
Just like that, field stacks up last time coming around the corner.
We are coming to green.
And we have Krusty's green flag, and we're off.
See, the 03 gets a little advantage going into 1. The 13 is going to fight to the inside, hoping to keep her pushed up a little bit.
Got a little bit of movement with 13.
Definitely a little bit of contact. We're going to keep racing. 77 working to the outside of the 13, trying to take over that second position. You can see Nico Heinzel going to follow suit. What's the 22 going to do there? Is he going to follow that 12 to the outside? Meanwhile, stuck in a rough position is that 33 behind the 13 of Sam Harris.
His teammate Ryan Bailey up front, side by side with Jessica Harris, trying to wrestle that lead away from her early.
Running against that chassis and driving around the outside is a blessing for me. That chassis ran championships in multiple divisions. Good to drive around the outside of that chassis, that's for sure.
Field singles out a little bit. Nico Heinzel loose off the corner.
We fight those cars loose all the time. Tight and loose off is basically the MO for this track, but looks like the 12's holding strong in third.
The onboard Project Filter with Kenny Chandler, trying to see how he can get by car 13.
Old 10 time, working on 13.
Look at this, Jordan Harris inside of rookie Nico Heinzel, trying to climb up into the top 3.
We'll see if the 12 will actually give him that room. Looks like he does let the 22 go to the inside, which is a mistake in my eyes. That 22's fast, you should make him work to the outside of you. But it looks like Jordan Harris in the 22 is going to make short work of the 12, and he's going to get up there and work on his sister in the 03. We'll see how these teammates play out and see what they can do with the 77 after they get filed out.
A little bit further back in the pack, you can see that orange smoke-free 33. Kenny Chandler does get to the inside of Sam Harris, not content with 6th place.
Look like they're going to make a race out of it. You can see the 13 run a little loose off, so it's kind of rough to put yourself to the inside, not necessarily knowing how he's going to handle on the next corner, but it looks like the 33 is going to make short work of him.
Not just yet. Sam Harris fights back. Kenny Chandler does finally get around Sam Harris, puts him in the top 5. Just 10 laps into this 25-lap race.
See, that 77's worked himself out to probably a 10-car length lead. That 1.6 seconds may not last long because that 22 is pretty fast.
So Ryan, you have over a 1.5 second gap. What's going through your mind?
Right now, I'm just trying not to cook the tires off of it. You can get out there, especially on these hot days, and get that right rear pretty hot. You can definitely work yourself out of a main event if you're not careful.
We have a good look at Jessica Harris and Kim's car's onboard camera.
About halfway through this race, a little bit of a flashback to 2021. Ryan Bailey out front. Good to see the Specialty Supply Hot Rod up in the front leading laps.
It felt great to be out there in the lead for this race. The previous race, the first race of the season, was absolutely disastrous for the 77. Something came too. I mean, it just seemed to liven up. Liked a little bit of the warmer temperatures, which is odd for that chassis. That Suarez chassis usually likes the cold temperatures. Late fall or early fall, mid-spring, man, it was fast, but for some reason, these mid-70s tend to do a little bit of favor for that. Maybe it was because it was 77 degrees today.
That's got to be it. We pop on board here with rookie Nico Heinzel. Just kind of sawing away at the wheel, kind of in a gap of his own here.
Looks like really what Nico has to do is just try to do his timing groove. Get in there and just run that timing line. Run that 14.1, 14.2 that he ran in practices. Try to stay consistent there. See if he can reel in that 22 in the 77.
At the battle for first and second right now, Ryan Bailey, Jordan, he's cutting that gap down here pretty quick.
That 22 is pretty quick. If he can be in open air and he can run his own groove, he can do everything he wants to, and he runs a pretty fast lap as he proved in practice with a 14.0. But we'll see what happens when he gets up beside the 77. See if he can do anything with him, because he only has a 1/10 of a difference in time there, and a 1/10 is not much to work with when you're trying to drive around another fast car. See the 22 poking his nose to the inside, trying to see if he can get some kind of groove with the 77. 77 left him some room there, but it looks like,
Looks like the 03 Jessica Harris in the dirt.
Spins it out, bringing out your first caution of the day.
which is a great opportunity for a teammate in the 22. It looks like he's going to be able to line up side by side coming to the next green. We'll see what happens when they come to cone.
Well, let's take advantage of the Krusty's Pizza replay, see if we can figure out what got her off the track.
Looks like a late, almost an exit spin out there. Takes it in, takes it a little far. Man, just seems like a more pedal, less pedal. It's tough to tell. That's a rough place to spin out. Not a common spin out for most cars.
Pretty unfortunate circumstance. Ryan Bailey, you saw, was dominating the race. This will give the defending champ the opportunity to pull up right alongside that 77.
It'll be a good race into one, that's for sure. Both those cars are pretty fast. We got Nico Heinzel in third, Kenny Chandler, Mr. 10 time running there in fourth. Looks like the 13 goes to the outside and gives Jessica Harris the inside. So basically gives Jessica fifth place position. But it might be a tactical thing for the 13 wanting to be behind that 33.
But you can see Nico thought about taking the outside groove. He chose the inside. Must have a feeling about the 77 on this restart.
I hope so, because that 77 needs to find himself to the winner's circle, that's for sure. Coming down the backstretch, coming to green. We're entering turn 3. Let's see how this restart goes.
Krusty's green flag, and we're off.
Looks like the 22 got a pretty good run to the outside. It's surprising that they let that one go. He was a fair amount ahead of the 77. No caution at this point. They're going to let the 22 have that one. gets out ahead of the 77. Now we're going to go single file racing. Let's see what happens in second and third.
Kenny Chandler working to the outside of Nico there. Would love to climb into the top 3.
That 33 needs to put himself in the top 3. Needs that confidence boost. He's been racing for a number of years, not to mention that 12 chassis that's to the inside of him. He just sold that thing. He doesn't want that thing to beat him. He just got rid of it. Looks like the 12 got into the 33 there. Maybe a little bit of a misunderstanding on who should be entering where, but it looks like they cleaned it up. Now we're back to single file racing. Let's see if Kenny Chandler in the 33 can line it back up and do something with that 12 of Nico Heinzel.
Coming up on 3 laps to go here. Ryan Bailey's got one more chance to make a fight with Jordan Harris. It's basically strung out to the rest of the field.
3 laps to go for Jordan Harris.
There's still a little bit of a race there in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You got Jessica Harris running in 5th place, but
Was running in 5th place.
much like she did a couple of laps ago, she spun out getting into 3 and 4, but they're not going to call a caution. We are going right to white flag racing.
Face call 1 to go.
This is what it looks like to track down your leader with 1 lap to go. Compliments of Ryan Bailey and that specialty supply roof cam.
That 22's fast. It's going to be a tough one to chase him down. Looks like he's coming to the checkered flag with the 77 in tow at 2nd. Nico Heinzel in 3rd. Ken Chandler, 10-time champion, in 4th. Sam Harris in 5th. And Jessica Harris in 6th.
Yeah, she somehow managed to stay on the lead lap throughout all that chaos.
Well, the spin out was pretty light. It didn't look like it actually collected up a bunch, which could have probably happened in the first caution, but unfortunately it did cause the caution, so we did have the lineup, but that's okay. We're going to reline them back up. We got another main event coming up.
Jessica Harris there comes home in 6th, started 2nd. Kenny Chandler, 4th place finish.
Good points for Nico, other than he is running rookie status. So rookie status means that you run towards the back of the pack, you don't get passing points. But this is his last race. Tonight after the second main event, he will be done.
Hey, let's head down to Jordan Harris and see what he's got to say after winning main 1.
Well, it wasn't hard to track down your defending champion. We just went straight to victory lane, and that's where he's always hanging out. Jordan, you came out and did it again. How does it feel?
Feels pretty good. I mean, everybody's fast today. I mean, the top 3 was within 0.2 of each other. I qualified no. Ryan ran a 1. We reeled him in there little bit by little bit, but you know, that caution kind of helped us. I think we were kind of there anyways, but that caution helped. You know, just keep trying.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you, with that caution, everybody wants to know, how much did you have to pay Jessica to spin her out there with 7 to go?
Never. I never pay her. It happens. You know, we've all spun out. It happens, but I don't do it on purpose by no means. So.
Well, hey, we know that thing's fast. It's been fast since the day you bought it. You got a second chance to come out. Are you going to do what you didn't have the chance to do in the first weekend? Are you going to sweep it tonight?
We're going to try. I think everybody's probably going to go to the drawing board, you know, fix here and there, try this, try that. I think we are too. Super loose on exit, so I got a few things to fix. I hope we end up there, you know. I just fingers crossed, but we'll see, I guess.
Well, and last but not least, who do you want to thank tonight?
Allen Marsh Travel Center, Kim's Cars, H&H Auto, Challenger Auto, my pit crew, and you guys for always doing these videos.
Awesome. Well, hey, that's your defending champ looking to go back-to-back tonight.
Hey, congratulations again, Jordan Harris. Let's come on back into the booth.
So you're seeing a lot of the between the mains adjustments that are happening there. It looks like you got the adjustments going on the 13. A little bit of crew interaction in between the 12 and the 22 owner there. We got Jeffy Sneeden sitting there talking with them too. Another Pro-4 racer from so many years ago. Looks like the 12 might have something to say to the 33 driver. Watching the whole thing, it was a pretty civilized conversation just about who made the mistake. Nobody was pointing blame at the other person. A lot of apologizing. It's just a racing incident. Good to have a clean conversation afterwards. No harm, no foul. But looks like we're getting ready to line up to go out for the second main event.
A last-minute encouragement from Dan himself there, pumping up your 2021 champ.
Little fist bump just before we get out for the main events. Always encouraging, especially from the producers here.
Here we go to kick off main 2. Another 25 laps on deck for Project Filter Pro-4s.
We got the face cult starting lineup. On the inside, Jessica Harris, and on the outside, Sam Harris.
In row 2, we have Kenny Chandler to the inside in the 33 and rookie Nico Heinz from the 12 to the outside running 4th.
On the inside of row 3, your 2021 champ Ryan Bailey and your defending champ on the outside, Jordan Harris. We run through some of our in-car cameras here. We've got Sam Harris with that Reitzma Holstein camera.
Get on board with Ryan at the Specialty Supply.
What a great camera. It's good to see the inside cams there. You can actually get a real good expression off the drivers. You can see their eyes, you can see what they're doing. Right now, I'm going to scrub those tires, get that fairly reliable Bob's Corvette out of the way, go double file, let's go racing.
On the reverse front row from the first main, let's see if that changes anything up as Jessica Harris leads the field around.
Krusty's green flag, and here we go.
Got a great start. 13 sticks with the 03 to the inside, but looks like the 03 is going to give an advantage there. 13 may be a little bit loose on exit on that outside groove. Nico Heinzel and the 33 of 10-time champion Ken Chandler working on 3rd.
We got a good roof cam to see what's going on here with Kenny Chandler, the Project Filter roof cam.
That is a lot of orange in that rooftop cam, but you can see the fairly reliable Bob's logo there at the bottom. What a great sponsor we have there with those guys.
I don't know if you noticed, Ryan Bailey actually did shuffle that 22 to the back of the pack, giving cars to pass. Not going to be as easy on this second main event.
We'll see how 3rd and 4th goes. The 33 is going to work the 12 to the inside as hard as he can. The 1 just because he wants that position. But it looks like the 12 has got a little bit of advantage on exit there. Going to run down the backstretch, give that 22 the opportunity to get to the outside of the 33, maybe take over that 4th position.
What a battle mid-pack. Throw a blanket over that 5-car pack. And Jessica Harris loving every second of this. This allows her to pull ahead a little bit.
Going to have some side-by-side racing for 2nd through 4th here. We'll see if they can file out, but if they keep side-by-side racing like that, the 03 is going to be a shoe-in for her first main event win.
And she's almost built herself a whole second lead at this point.
First time I've really seen the 03 lead a significant number of laps, so good to see college has treated her well. She came back here ready to race.
Well, some of her college experience maybe has given her a little bit of life experience that she can go out there and apply to her race cars.
Oh, we got some contact between rookie Nico Heinzel and Sam Harris.
Launches the field up, allows Ryan Bailey to squeak by on the outside. Is this the opportunity he needed to get in front of the 22?
This is a great way to shuffle things up. One little mistake there, and all of a sudden you got cars dicing back. Looks like it put the 22 in a really rough position back behind the 12. Gave the 77 an opportunity to get to the outside of the 12, maybe work on 2nd here shortly if he can get that 12 cleared.
You see with this rookie update, Nico Heinzel started and finished in pretty decent position, so congratulations, keep it up.
Doing very well for a rookie. Maybe the speed is a product of that Sharpie mustache he's got on. Or the rumor I hear is that he's actually a track record holder down at Fastlane, so the kid can drive a car. Kind of a tall task to go against a 10-time champ, Jordan Harris and Ryan Bailey. A lot of experience in this Pro-4 class.
All while Jessica Harris has now maintained a well over 2.5, almost 2-second lead.
We really need to figure out what's going on in 2nd here. Got the 77 to the inside of the 13. If they can shuffle out, man, that 22 is just chomping at the bit to get up there and get in 2nd place. Try to chase down his sister in the 03.
Ryan and Sam Harris, how that battle clears up. Jordan Harris finds himself in 3rd, having to go through the 77 to get up to his little sister.
Now that we have the 2nd and 3rd position decided, and we got them single file, we're going to see if those guys can actually line up and work together to try to catch that 03. It's the only chance that they're going to have is that they can actually keep single file and chase down that 03 because she's got a good lead going with 2 seconds.
Good lead, and you can tell she's starting to get comfortable with that car, more aggressive, able to maintain that lap time. But right now, Ryan and Jordan cannot decide who wants to be in that 2nd position.
Looks like the 22 is going to get to the outside of the 77. He's going to work him pretty good. That Ford power that he has in that thing is strong, that's for sure. That car that they got has been proven year in and year out. They've had 4 or 5 different drivers in it within the last probably 4 or 5 years, and it's always proven to be fast, no matter who you have in the driver's seat.
As Jessica Harris continues to lead the way, you can see with these lap times her performance.
Fairly reliable Bob's cam there. A lot of orange in that paint scheme this year. That's the retirement scheme for Ken Chandler right there. As of 2023, Ken Chandler will no longer be racing Pro 4s, which nobody's been able to say for about 46 years.
I've literally never known a world without Kenny Chandler on the track. It's obviously going to be a big shock to my system.
I doubt this is going to be Ken Chandler's last race, but you just won't see him full time, that's for sure. He's got a side-by-side that this racing stuff makes him neglect, and it definitely disappoints him.
Check this out up front. Big brother caught little sister side by side for the lead. 5 laps to go.
Didn't think it was going to take long for that 22 to get up there once they got single file. Definitely going to race her hard, but he's giving that 03 a chance. It looks like she's racing him to the outside, though. She points that thing in the right direction, and definitely keep up with that 22. It's a pretty tight-knit family. They love to see the family out there racing. The 22 gets a little bit of a run out of 4, beats her to turn 1. Now we're single file. We'll see if the 03 has anything for the 77 that is closing fast.
Yeah, that shuffle up front allowed the 77 to creep right into this picture.
Side-by-side racing will definitely affect your lap times. That 77 was able to run single file for a bit, and the 22 and the 03 side-by-side definitely shrunk that up.
Well, he's there. You can tell he tried to take a look on the inside. The 03 slams the door in his face. Brian tries one more time.
Looks like she's going to give him the inside there, but no, she pinches down just a little bit. You can see it getting the car loose, getting into the bumper.
Face cult, 1 to go.
We'll see if she gives him a lane here in this 1 and 2.
And just like that, off the nose, the 03 goes around. No caution is out. Jordan Harris comes to the checkered flag. Jessica Harris stays sideways, just now getting it straightened out.
Followed by Ryan Bailey, Ricky Nicole Heisel, Kenny Chandler, Sam Harris, and Jessica Harris.
Crazy events at the end of this race. Ryan Bailey bumps himself into second. Jordan Harris takes his 3rd win of the year. That's his 5th straight. Can anybody dethrone the 22?
That brings the points pretty tight for those top 3. Even 50 points, 1 mistake, and you may have a problem because Nico Heinzel on that 12, the 77, and myself, Ryan Bailey, we have a possibility of getting up there. All it takes is 1 mistake by that 22. If he misses 1 race, 1 DNF, that's all it needs, and we're going to have a pretty tight top 3 for that championship battle.
And obviously closing up some of that point lead there. Ryan Bailey back-to-back second place finishes. That always helps the points total.
I think I went from 5th to 3rd there, so I gained 2 positions just in 1 set of races. But that's what these double main events do. They can really shake things up.
Well, congratulations again to Jordan Harris, winner of both mains. Let's go down to see what he's got to say.
What do you want to think, man? Gotta thank it to my sister. I mean, she was hanging in there. I really wanted her to get that win. I thought she was kind of at my door. I didn't realize I got out from under her. I'm not sure what happened. 77 might have got into her. I don't know. I gotta watch the film, but gotta thank all my sponsors, Almar Travel Center, Kim's Cars, H&H Auto, Challenger Auto, and just for everybody coming out tonight.
All right, Jordan Harris main event winner, Project Filter Pro 4s on a Project Filter Twin 25 Saturday, presented by our friends at Wendy's.
Last time we saw anybody win 2 main events was the 2021 champion, and he won 3 in a row now.
I do remember the 3 in a row. It's always good to see. You qualified well, you led a ton of laps. That's the 77 I know. It's good to see back out up front.
Got about a month before we come back to racing. It'll be good to see what happens then. Be a little bit hotter temperatures. Jessica Harris there looked like she was pretty red in the face. Probably hot in that race car. I know it was hot that day. So next couple weeks, be just as hot. Good thumbs up there for the Harris crew from the 77. I'm sure that was appreciated on both sides. We had a good night. All the cars got loaded up in one piece.
Well, as we welcome Jessica Harris back, let's go have a quick little word with her.
Jessica Harris, freshman year behind you. It must be summertime because you're back here at the racetrack. So what's the deal? You just trade your dance suit for your race suit and come out here and dance with the cars instead?
Yeah, looks like it, but we'll be back in dance for July, and then I'll be back for races in August. But switching them out for right now.
Well, you came out, it looks like you found your bearings in the first main event, but the second main event, you ran pretty fast, led a ton of laps,
Even got a race side by side with your brother for a few laps. Why don't you tell us how the race went?
It went great. We led for 20 laps. 5 laps to go. Jordan got ahead of me, side by side with him. It was super cool. Felt great to be keeping up with him. Although I did get dumped at the end, it was still a great feeling to be leading 20 laps and 5 laps with my brother.
What's your schedule going to look like this summer? Is this a one and done kind of deal, or do you plan on filling in for the rest of the year? What's your plan?
For most races I can make, I'm going to be here for sure. I also am going to have to dance, but every other race, though, I'm going to be here for sure.
Well, hey, who do you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank all my sponsors, my parents, especially my brother, for getting me where I am, especially with this championship car, and everyone that comes out and watches.
Well, hey, we appreciate you coming out. As always, it's a good time. That's Jessica Harris in the 03 car.
Hey, well, we appreciate you, Jessica. Good to see you back. Congrats, you led a lot of laps today.
It'll be unfortunate that we don't get to see Jessica at the next race. She's got some college obligations that she needs to take care of, but that's okay. She'll be out for a couple of races after that. We'll probably find somebody else to run that 03 car for the next race, but looks like we may have a couple extra cars out.
Speaking of next race, coming up June 17th is the Diamond Cup back here at Meridian Speedway.
Big race with the super modifieds and the sprint cars. Be a good weekend to come out.
Well, hey, thanks everybody. As always, this has been another Hot Tuesday production. I'm Alton Packard here with Ryan Bailey and Daniel Christensen.
Reminding you, it's not a day of the week, it's a state of mind.
Thanks for tuning in.